What's up everyone, SKULM here, and in today's video we're going to talk about the Shadow Bloodwave Necromancer. I am speedrunning Pit 150 with this build and it's just amazing. We're just gonna dive into it. I'm gonna talk about the gear very fast. We're using Air of Perdition, 60x multiplicative damage, triple masterwork, the crit chance. Ignore the 4GA, this is on PTR. We're using Zan and Vex rune word here because every time we cast Bloodwave, we gain +1 to all skills for 10 seconds. We regularly cast Bloodwave, so we always gain +1 to all skills this way. Shroud of False Death is our next item. You want a Masterwork maximum life here for increased overpower damage and overall survivability. We're using gloves. Normally, you could have GA Intelligence, GA Max Life, and GA Crit Chance, but this is on PTR. This is what we have. The most important aspect here is to use Damage While Fortified. Damage While Fortified contributes directly into your Bloodwave because in Season 7, ultimates have changed. As you can see, Bloodwave at rank 5 gains Healthy and Fortified bonus. You can read this just above the modifiers. If you look at the panel right now, it says Healthy and Fortified bonus 12,008.2% X. We're gonna come to this later. This is the bread and butter of this build, okay? So, Damage While Fortified, triple masterwork it on gloves. On our pants, you want the unique effect to have 300%. This is X damage, very important. And then you want a triple masterwork ultimate damage. Preferably, this should have been a GA, so it would deal even more damage. On boots, I am using armor and resistance to all elements to basically buff up my defenses. I'm going to triple masterwork maximum life here because it helps with overpower damage and overall survivability. We also use the cursed aura aspect here, so we don't have to cast Decrepify, helps us speed up the process. Weapon is one of the most important pieces of this build. It needs to be a two-hander mace because of the implicit overpower damage it has. You want GA Intelligence, GA Max Life, and preferably GA Overpower damage. But the most important part of the weapon is to roll the Damage While Fortified Temper. Once you roll this, you want to triple masterwork this temper and then put on Tidal aspect here. The rune words that we're using on the weapon are Igni and Cax, which allows us to frequently pump Bloodwave and then frequently skyrocket its damage. Now, the most important part of this build is the amulet. A lot of content creators and players, Necro players, have fallen into the trap of triple masterworking Damage While Fortified. In reality, you want Coalesce Blood. You want it GA and then you want to triple masterwork it. Because Coalesce Blood has been changed and a lot of content creators are misleading people by providing false information. Coalesce Blood in Season 7 has been changed by Blizzard. You can read it now. It says you deal 65% X increase damage while healthy. And what did we talk about? Bloodwave gains a multiplicative bonus from your damage while healthy and damage while fortified. Let me prove it to you. I will take away 1 rank from Coalesce Blood and my healthy and fortified bonus number will drop down. Healthy and fortified bonus is 12,008.2% X right now. Let's take away 1 rank from Coalesce Blood. Boom. Voila, it dropped to 11,568.2% X. That's a massive damage loss. So a lot of content creators are misleading people and have fallen into the trap of triple masterworking damage while fortified, which is really bad. Considering you have Coalesce Blood, which is a multiplicative damage increase, and damage while healthy, and then it feeds into Bloodwave, you definitely want this, and that's why you need to subscribe to me. On the rings, we are using damage while fortified and triple masterwork it. We're using the ultimate shadow here to make Bloodwave turn into a shadow ability. Okay? As you can see, it has many tags here. I will explain all of them. On the ring, we're using a fast blood aspect, and then we're also triple masterworking damage while fortified here. All of this combines and adds into our Bloodwave's multiplicative damage bonus. Okay? This is pretty important. Now let's quickly go over my stats. As you can see, I have perfect resistances. My armor goes up don't worry about that. And I'm 99.5% critical strike chance. I'm literally 0.5% off. If this was a Greater FX gloves, I would be 100% crit chance, okay? My overpower damage is 26,837.9%, which is insane and giga, okay? And then you want to look at damage while healthy. I have 980.8%, and damage while fortified is 1760.9%. These are extremely important stats to look at, okay? I will quickly go over the rest. If you want, you can pause the video and have a look, have a detailed look at my stats. Now, we're gonna talk about the seasonal jewelry, the witch jewelry, okay? On the neck, I am using the one that says, while you have 3 or more growth and decay witch powers slotted, you gain 8% primary stat, 10% maximum life, and are always unhindered. I'm gonna come to this later when I'm talking about the witch builds, okay, witchcraft powers. The second jewelry I'm using is basically the one that says, while you have an aura active, your ultimate skills gain each witchcraft tag and deal 10% increase damage. This provides Blood Wave with the Eldritch tag, okay? Very important. The last one says you deal 40% increase overpower damage to hexed enemies. Okay, so let's have a look at witchcraft. I'm using Piranado because it's like a pseudo corpse tendrils. It pulls everything together and helps us out. I'm also using aura specialization to increase the size of the aura effects and gain bonus critical strike damage. Aura of siphoning is a growth and decay ability, as you can see under the tags, so it counts towards the witchcraft jewelry, okay? Soul Harvest is a growth and decay. That is the second growth and decay we're using, which counts towards the jewelry, and then it also provides a lot of primary stat to us, which helps. Purging Touch is an Eldritch power, which says Eldritch effects deal 39.9% increased damage against all enemies. What is an Eldritch effect? You guessed it right, Blood Wave, because we had used another jewelry, if you remember, and it actually put the tag on this one, okay? So now Blood Wave is gaining 39.9% increased damage from a witch power. And lastly, we're using Hex of Whispers, which is the triple growth and decay, which fulfills the condition for the witch jewelry. And this basically grants us fortify and basically removes some crowd control effect and negative status effects from us, helps us speedrun the content easier this way. Okay, these were the witch powers. Let's have a look at the skeletons. We sacrifice the Reapers to deal 20% X increased shadow damage because we're using ultimate shadow. So Blood Wave turns into a darkness ability, Eldritch ability, ultimate growth and decay, psyche, and blood tags as well. If you look at the panel, you will see shadow damage on the bottom right of this ability. So it deals shadow damage, okay? Second, we're using the Bone Mage's Sacrifice for 30x overpower damage. And lastly, we sacrifice the Iron Golem for 35x critical strike damage. So all of these combined actually skyrocket our damage. I'm using Rahir as a mercenary. Rahir has some good passive, which is Inspiration. Ground Slam is this ability. Every 11 seconds it casts. Enemies affected by Rahir's Ground Slam take 15% X increased damage. And then Bastion casts every 30 seconds. Allies affected by Rahir's Bastion deal 25% X increased damage. Combine all of this together, from time to time you gain 40% X increased damage, which is massive, especially for this build. We're using Variana reinforcements, Bloodthirst, and whenever I cast Blood Wave, Variana jumps into the fray and casts Bloodthirst. Okay? Let's quickly go over the skills. I am going to link a build planner. Everything will be in the build planner. Do not worry about it. Step by step, everything will be the same. You need to pay attention to Blight because 20x multiplicative damage is extremely important. Okay? I'm also using Dreadful Blood Mist to gain extra critical strike damage. Okay, a lot of people are using Ghastly. I'm using Dreadful now. Okay, This also shoots me above 100% critical strike chance. I'm using Bone Prison, unlike other content creators, because the second upgrade is free vulnerable and 15% X increased damage. Boom, I just cast it during Blood Wave, it just pumps, the damage skyrockets. I'm also using Horrid Decrepify instead of Abhorrent. So Horrid Decrepify instantly executes elites and all other enemies except bosses. As I said, Coalesce Blood is extremely important. Tides of Blood is also extremely important. Okay? These two are extremely important. Rest is basically free. Maximum ranks in Blood Wave, as you can see, I am about 12,000 multiplicative X damage. And of course, Ratma's Vigor. Now, Paragon is extremely strange. I have calculated a lot. You have to use Exhumation here, because Exhumation, if you look at the bonus, it says the legendary bonus, look at the bottom, it says increase damage while healthy by 12.2% X. Damage while healthy feeds into our Blood Wave ultimate multiplicative bonus. Exhumation. This is the reason why we use it. On the second board, we are using Abyssal. Abyssal says basically non-physical damage increase. Remember, we are using Ultimate Shadow, so Blood Wave has turned into a Shadow ability. So Abyssal is pumping, okay? And also it buffs damage while fortified. Here, the rare one. As you can see, I gain plus 163.5% damage while fortified. This also feeds into my Blood Wave. This is Bloodbath board, by the way. The third board is Frailty. Here we put Imbiber because Frailty has a lot of willpower nodes. And if you look at Imbiber, for every 5 willpower purchased within range, you deal plus increased damage while healthy. So we gain 79 willpower nodes here. And the legendary bonus of the Imbiber says increase damage while healthy by 12.2% X. Imbiber is best in Frailty node. Okay? This was the third. The fourth board is Blood Begets Blood. We're playing Undaunted. Because for every 5 willpower purchased within range, you deal plus increased damage while fortified. Remember, Blood Wave gains a multiplicative damage bonus from damage while fortified and damage while healthy. So Undaunted provides damage while fortified, plus 179.4% damage while fortified. It also feeds into Blood Wave. I am also missing this because I don't have enough Paragon points. So the more max HP I have, the higher overpower hits I'm gonna score as well. I'm also missing a lot of willpowers here. So our damage is not in its final form. Lastly, we use Scent of Death because there are a lot of willpower nodes here as well. And I am using Dominate because Dominate provides 20% X increased overpower damage as the legendary effect. And also the additional bonus is 12% X increased damage for 5 seconds. Okay, so let's make an example pit run, pit 150, to basically show you what I'm talking about. I will try to make a commentary when I'm running pit 150. This is PTR. Please be aware, this is recorded in PTR, okay? Elixir of Fortitude, we use this. Then we use our incenses. And we basically go into the pit. Pretty straightforward. Chat, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot them. I will also answer. Currently recording a YouTube video. So what I'm doing is I'm casting Wave, and when my Bone Prison is up, I cast the prison during the wave. Okay? The 15% X damage applies during the animation, and I gain a lot of damage increase that way. Okay? So look, wave is cast, prison instant. Boom. So that damage applies. That was trillions of damage, but it was off screen, so we missed it. Another wave. Boom. Like, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to spam corpse explosion. I don't have to do anything. Everything just dies by itself, okay? My average clear times with my build are 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes usually. That's my average. My personal best currently is 2 minutes and 50 second-ish, 2:55. I have to look. I just recorded, actually I live streamed my personal best. So I'm gonna put it on YouTube as well after this. So basically what I'm doing right now is speedrunning 150. This is like the highest content in the game. It's literally the hardest content Diablo 4 has to offer. And I hope they don't nerf this build to the ground. I'm okay for tuning a little bit, but we should be able to complete Pit 150. Of course, you don't have to agree with me. It's okay to have different opinions about the game. As long as you're respectful, I'm willing to be discussing this. So I'm not gonna just blindly, you know, impose my views over you. If you think no one should clear 150, my argument is there is actually an achievement for it. So then why is there an achievement over something that is supposed to be impossible? Like, that doesn't make sense. If there's an achievement, then it should be obtainable. Otherwise, it literally doesn't make sense at all. So what I'm doing right now is collecting my orbs to reset my blood wave and basically pumping my damage by casting Blight and Bone Prison. That's it. I do not stop at all. Okay? This is a speedrun build. It's also a great pit push build. If I focused a bit more, I think this would be probably a sub 3 minute clear as well. But I'm happy regardless, because this is an example run. Yeah, this would be a sub 3 minutes as well, for sure. But anyway, 11 minutes and 43 seconds to go. We're at the boss already. Now we're setting up the damage right now. Big damage coming. Here, you're gonna see it now. And that's boss down. 3 minutes something. But this is the build. Again, if you look at the build, you're gonna see a lot of different numbers. Actually, I wanna show you what I'm talking about, and then we're gonna end the video there. Yi Chan said something on the chat. I'm also gonna have a look. I'm also gonna read the chat. Don't worry, I will read the chat. Let me just show you one more thing before finishing this build guide video, because a lot of people have been asking for my build guide. So I'm gonna deliver this content. There will be a lot of comments underneath saying, hey, PoE 2, what's up? My personal opinion about PoE 2, it's a great game, but the witch, from what I heard, is a female-only character. I have nothing against female gender, but I would like to relate to my avatar, so I would like to choose the gender of my avatar. If it's locked into one specific gender, then I'm not gonna play it. Boss training dummy. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. Look at the blood wave numbers, okay? It's gonna go into negative real fast. The next stop, if you do it, you see minus 2,147 something. Like, it's massive, it gains a lot of multiplicative damage. My feedback to Blizzard, do not destroy this build. Let this build clear Pit 150. There is an achievement for Pit 150. People want that achievement. This build delivers. Yes, maybe it shouldn't clear Pit 150 in 2 minutes or 3 minutes. But still, it's a very powerful build, and it should be extremely powerful going into Season 7. Let this build be the dominator of Season 7. I will see you in the next one. SKULM.